Now, NHS land in the capital, which is being sold off to private developers, will lead to almost no new affordable homes for nurses and other key workers. That is according to a report by the New Economics Foundation. The think tank says only one of the sites in the capital will lead to properties that are genuinely affordable to rent, while none will offer health service workers on average salaries a realistic chance to buy. Hanna Wheatley co-authored the report. Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. Just tell us a little bit more about what you found out here in London. This is 59 sites that you've analysed across the country. What's happening here?
So that's right. So across the country, the government is selling off NHS sites to private developers. And in London, we found that none of those will be affordable for sale to key NHS workers like midwives, ambulance staff, nurses. And so in London, actually only 15% will be available for social rent, which is genuinely affordable rent, which is just not nearly enough to solve what's one of the biggest challenges facing London, are affordable housing.
Yeah, I mean, the report suggests that there is profiteering in certain examples. What more can you tell us about that?
Yeah, that's right. In one example from St John's Wood, it was, I think, a mental health clinic that was sold off, and it was sold with planning permission for 3 luxury townhouses. So I think they're 5 stories high, each of them. And actually there was a requirement for them to provide some level of affordable housing, but they got around it by saying that it wouldn't fit with the kind of style and scheme that they were going for.
Do you think local authorities should have more power to step in at this stage and to say to these developers, actually, if we're going to give you public land, it has to be used in a way which will benefit a wide, broad spectrum of society as opposed to just the super rich? Yeah,
it's interesting because local authorities actually have targets across the local authority for, say, 40% affordable housing in new developments. But often developers get around that by providing a viability assessment, which says that it would be like unaffordable for them to provide that level of affordable housing and still be economically viable. So it's great to have these targets. Sadiq Khan has a target for 50% of houses built on NHS land to be social rent. But as we've seen from this report, we've only got 15% of that. So targets are great, but yeah, I do think we need to go a bit further in ensuring that we've got affordable housing for those who need it.
Yeah, pushing harder. Well, the report comes with a plan, or certainly a suggestion, a recommendation. Tell us about this.
Yeah, so the New Economics Foundation are proposing a People's Land Bank, which would essentially ring-fence all of this land that's public land that's being sold off, and ensure that it's only used to build affordable housing in consultation with communities in those local authorities. So really meeting the needs of normal people.
Yeah, Hanna, good to get your thoughts. Thank you for joining us this evening. Hanna Wheatley, who has co-authored this report. It's the New Economics Foundation, suggests that NHS land being sold off here in the capital is not making homes that are affordable to key workers.